Okay. I'm here with Willie Mae Johns. She's my grandma, and it is December 1st, 2003. And I'm going to start out. What were your grandparents' names?
Willie Patterson and Sarah McClure, Sarah McClure Patterson on my mother's side. My mother, you want to know my mother's name? My mother was Myrtle May Patterson. And my daddy was Edward Grant Wilson. Okay. And his daddy, I really don't, George Wilson. They called him Razor. I don't know why. But his name was George. And his wife, I don't know what her first name was.
That's all right. Do you know where they were born?
They was all born in Woodford County.
Okay.
And let's see, I can't call her name now. I never did know her.
Yeah. All right. Do you remember what they looked like?
Oh yes, all but Granddaddy Wilson's wife. I didn't know her.
Yeah.
I believe her name was Elizabeth, but I never did know her. I was just a child when she died.
Yeah.
And Granddaddy Wilson was kind of sandy-headed and pretty good-sized man, built up, stocky. He wasn't fat, but he was kind of stocky. Sandy hair.
Was he a farmer?
Well, he raised grapes. Now, I don't know about farming, but I know he had a grape arbor. And he made his own wine. Here comes Brady. He made his own wine. And that's about all. He done a lot of fooling around. He didn't do much farming, I don't think. Raised a garden. I think he raised his garden.
What did he do for a living? What did he do for a living?
I never did know him do anything but raise them grapes.
Okay.
I guess he did something, but I don't know.
What about your grandmom? Did she raise kids, or?
On my mother's side?
Yeah.
Well, on my mother's side, she stayed at home and raised the children. And it was, let's see, they had Grandpa Patterson. They had 5 girls and 2 boys. And they were farmers. They had a farm in Woodford County. And they farmed all their life.
Okay. And on your dad's side?
On my dad's side, well, that was Granddaddy Wilson. And I don't know too much about his side, but I know he left home when he was a young boy. I believe he went to Arizona for a while, but then he come back.
Okay.
And he had, Papa had, I guess he had 4 sisters. He had Aunt Minnie, Aunt Murdy, Aunt Lizzie, Aunt Minnie, Aunt Murdy, and Aunt Lizzie. Aunt Tiny, yeah, he had four sisters. Papa had 4 sisters. And 1 brother. He had a brother named Claire. He had, I'm doing my notes up. He had a brother that worked over at the dam. When they spilled in Dick's Dam, you probably heard us tell about it.
No.
He had a wife and 3 daughters. And they were small children. I guess I must have been about 3 or 4 years old when he died. But he got blown up when they spilled in Dick's Dam.
Ooh.
Papa's brother, the only brother he had, and another man from Woodford County was working on the dam when they started and they was blown up.
With dynamite?
Dynamite, I guess. Whatever, you know, they drink from. And Papa's brother's wife.
Did you see Bradley?
He was out there a second ago.
He drove up there a minute ago. I thought he'd be in.
Papa's brother's wife and the 3 children come to live with us. There was 6 in their family, and they come and live with us because they didn't have anything to live on until they could get on their feet. I think they lived with us 3 or 4
There's
months.
5 in your family when they got killed. Lewis was born in 33.
He's talking about the other family.
Let's see here. Everybody grew up in the country? Okay.
Yes, they all grew up in the country.
Did they ever tell you how they were affected by the war?
No, they really didn't.
Okay.
I don't think they ever had any sons that went to the war.
All right. Do you know what country they were originally from, their ancestors?
I really don't know. I think we have some Scotch in us,
Okay.
but I really don't know too much about that.
Okay. What's your birthday?
March 4th, 1921,
Okay. And where were you born?
in Woodford County. I was 3 years old when I moved to Jessamine County. Moved on Jessamine Station Pike.
And how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 3. I had 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
What were their names?
Anna Wilson, Belva, B-E-L-V-A, Wilson, and Maxie, M-A-X-I, Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my name's Willie Meighan, and Milton Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
and Lewis Wilson.
Okay. What were they like as children? Did you play with them a lot, or?
Oh yes, yeah, we were a real close-knit family. Yeah, we would play croquet a lot. We had a big flat, bottom down there around the creek, and we'd go down there and play croquet a lot in the summertime. And then we'd run. I liked to run. That was my main thing, is running through them fields.
Did you have any pets?
Yeah, what?
Did you have pets?
Oh yeah, we had dogs, and Papa had an old sow that would have pigs once a year, and I'd pick me out of pigs, a little spotted pig. When it got big enough that I thought I could pet it, then he'd sell it. So I never did have a pig. I had it when it was little, I could look at it, but then he'd sell sound pigs. And we had dogs. We had about 2 dogs. They used to have fits. Back those days, the dogs would have fits. And they'd run around the house and bark and go crazy like. And we was all scared to death of them. And I don't know why. Dogs don't have that anymore, but they used to. They'd scare us to death. They'd come running with a fit, and we'd run the house and run upstairs.
We had 2 and 1 lay down and have a fit, and the other run when you had the fit.
What was your mom like?
What was she like?
Yeah.
Well, she was a real nice person, and she liked to be a carpenter. She was a carpenter. She'd go to sales and buy a lot of stuff and tear it apart and make something out of it.
Like what?
Swings, porch swings, and settees, and she made her own kitchen. She's the one who started boxing in your kitchen and making your own kitchen cabinets. She made her own kitchen cabinets when we lived on the creek. And I was just real small at that time. And I don't remember anybody else having kitchen cabinets. I guess they did, but I don't remember. But she made her own kitchen cabinets. And she was really a good carpenter. She liked to do carpenter's work more than anything else. And so she sewed some.
Did she take you to church every week, or?
Well, you know, when we was younger, we went after we got larger, but when we were small, we didn't go too much. But after we got larger, then they took us to church.
How'd you get there? Did you didn't have cars or horses? Or?
Well, I guess we went in cars at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we had to go in horse and buggies, we didn't go too much then.
Did she ever work in a job outside of the
Oh,
home?
no.
No, okay.
She always worked at home.
What kinds of things did you all do together, you and your mom?
Well, I'll tell you one thing we did that I didn't like to do was pick geese. We had to go out and catch geese, they raised geese, and turn them upside down and pick the feathers out of them for feather beds and feather pillows. And you'd pick them, and then they'd peck you on the arm, you'd put their heads on your arm, and they'd peck you, you'd have to hold them tight. And you'd pick those feathers and them alive. You pull out a plug sometime, boy, they'd give you a big peck. That's one thing I never did like to do is pick geese. I don't think any in the family liked to pick geese, but we had to pick them. And they raised a big garden. Papa had that little farm, 34 acres, I think, and it was by the creek, and he raised a little tobacco, and we raised a big garden and sold lima beans. We raised a lot of lima beans, and we'd sit up at night and shell all them lima beans, and they'd take them into Lexington the next day and sell them. And we always had plenty to eat. He had a few hogs and a few cattle. So.
Were you? Who was the oldest of the brothers and sisters?
Anna.
Anna.
I gave to her, according to age, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I did according. No, I didn't either. Yes, it was Anna and Belva and Maxie, and then Milton won it. Yeah, I gave them to you right.
So you were the youngest, except for Lewis?
I was a young. I was the baby for 12 years, and then Lewis was born.
Okay.
And I was 12 years old.
Did any of your older sisters help raise you?
Oh, yes. Yes, they took care of me. We walked to school. We had to walk about out the lane about a mile and a half to school. And, yeah, they protected us a lot. Cows used to chase us, and they'd run them cows. They'd throw rocks at the cow and tell me to run. She'd have a calf in that barn. We had to go by, and she'd get after us. And I think it was Max and Beverly both. I think used to tell me to run, and they'd throw rocks at her. Well, I'd run.
Did you ever have any horses?
They had all them horses. Papa always had several horses, and they just run all the time. Scare you to death. They'd run over you just about. You'd have to run them up to get them in the barn. And most of them was wild horses. He didn't tame them down too much. And we had to time them horses, but he liked them wild horses. And Belva did too. She liked them horses. She was about the only one that rode them, I think. She'd get out riding horses, but I never. I rode with her one time, and she fell off, and I jumped on top of her, off the horse. I wouldn't sit up there by myself. I was scared to death, them horses.
Who were you? Did you have any friends in the nearby farms, other than your brothers and sisters when you were little?
Who was close to us?
Yeah, other kids that you run around with?
Yes, the Waleses used to live across the creek, and Maxie married their son. They lived over there by the railroad track across the creek. And Belva married Vince Hager, and he lived over there with his brother for a while. That's where she met him, across the creek over there on the hill. And then they had a daughter named Lynn. We used to play with her. And then there was some people out the road named Lewis's, and we used to go to school with them.
Did you all play games, like Annie over? What was your favorite game?
Annie over was our main game. We enjoyed that more than anything.
How do you play that?
Take a ball and throw it over the back of the house, have people on each side, and throw it over the house, and if they caught it, anybody caught it, then they could run around, and if they hit you with the ball, they won. But if you run and they didn't hit you, then they'd come around, on the other side.
What if they didn't catch it?
Oh, that was more fun, didn't they? That was really a lot of fun. And croquet, we played croquet. We used to like to play that a lot.
Did you have any toys?
Not too many toys. We didn't get too many toys.
Do you remember any favorite songs when you were a little girl?
Songs?
Uh-huh.
I never did sing too many songs.
Okay. Did you ever take any vacations as a family when you were little?
I can't remember going anywhere but to my grandmother's. Mama and I'd go down there. But I don't think we stayed all night. We come back that night down in Woodford County. She'd drive a horse and buggy, and we'd go down there. Of course, it was dirt roads back then.
How long did that trip take? A couple hours? Or?
Yeah, they were about 2 or 3 hours, I think.
And how far was it probably?
Oh, gosh, from here to Woodford County. I imagine it's 20 miles.
Okay. How did you all celebrate Christmas as a family?
Well, we didn't. Just our family would be there. We didn't have a lot of people coming in.
Did you put up a Christmas tree?
We'd have a lot of times we did. Cedar tree, we'd just get a little cedar tree and set it up. And we put shoe boxes out for them to put our fruit in. And they'd always have an apple and an orange and a little candy in it. And we thought that was great, because that was something back then. Because we didn't get candy through the week and all.
Santa Claus put that in the shoebox?
Santa Claus did that.
Okay.
We put that on their beds, and next morning that's what we had.
Did you all ever make gifts for each other?
Not too much. We didn't make too many gifts for each other.
Yeah.
Not like they do now. It was all different generation.
What about ornaments for the Christmas tree? Did you put ornaments on?
I remember putting popcorn on it, stringing popcorn and putting that on it, but I don't think we had any other ornaments on it.
No lights or anything?
No. We didn't have electricity then. See, we had, when I was young, we just had lamps. We had the lamps, and no electricity.
Did you have a bathroom in the house or an outhouse?
Oh, no bathroom, no room, no radio, no television, nothing like that.
Where'd you go to the bathroom at?
We had an outside toilet. I guess Papa built that outside toilet. We had an outside toilet.
Do you have toilet paper?
Oh, we had Sears Roebuck catalog.
Now I see why you didn't.
Them sheets of paper was kind of slick back then, baby.
What happened when it was cold out in the middle of winter when you had to get up and go to the bathroom?
Oh, you just got plenty of good fresh air. Carolyn's husband used to come down and have to go to the bathroom, and he was used to a bathroom in town. He hated that worse than anything. I said, oh, Mike, run out there back. You get all that good fresh air. You'll feel so good when you come back. But he really hated to go to that outside toilet. But we got used to it.
Yeah.
When it was real cold, you'd run out there and then run back. So, and you could walk good there, not like here now.
How old were you when you first got into plumbing?
The plumbing?
How old were you when you first got it?
I was married. I was married before we had any plumbing.
That's probably pretty nice.
we had to carry our water. It was down the hill. We had a spring down the hill. We had to go down the hill to get our water. And one time Mama got the old horse and buggy and she had 2 lard cans in there to carry water. And we started down this hill, and the single tree come loose, and went between the horse's leg and scared the horse to death, and it run away. As it run down the hill, she jumped out and told me to stay in there. Well, there I went down through that field after we got down the hill in that flat, and Papa was down there cutting thistles, and he saw the horse run away with me. So he run and caught it. It was just ready to go over into the creek.
Huh.
I probably would have been killed if he hadn't caught it. I said I got out of that buggy and I run as fast as I could to the house, and it was full of thistles, that field was, and I was barefooted and I didn't get a thistle in my feet.
Huh.
But I was always complaining about them thistles being there, but I didn't see them that day.
How old were you when
Towards
that
the
happened?
top, it don't hurt you, but if you step down towards the top to the bottom.
I imagine I was about 10.
Yeah.
I'd say I was about 10, because Mama was scared if I jumped out, I would get hurt. I'd get in the wheel. So she jumped out and told me to stay in there.
Okay. What was your first school like? When did you start? Did you go to first grade or?
First grade at Oakdale. And
How'd you get to school? You walked?
we walked to school.
Do you remember any of your teachers?
Well, we had one teacher, Miss Gleiss, that taught all eight grades. Back then they taught it. She taught 8 grades in that little school. I don't know how many was there, but it was full.
Everybody was in one room?
One open room, one big open room. Yeah.
What kind of student were you? Did you like
Okay.
school? Did you like school?
Yeah, I liked it all right. Yeah, we'd have a lot of fun. We'd do little things, and sometimes we'd go up to the blackboards. And she had so many kids she didn't know, and she was an older lady anyway. And we'd get to writing on blackboards, and we'd slip out in the hall, and she wouldn't miss us. And then we'd come back in, and she didn't know.
Huh.
We done all kinds of little tricks like that.
Well, tell me another one.
Then one time, well, the brother's girl and I used to sit close together. They lived out on the road there. And we'd sit down in a seat. You remember the old seats?
The desks?
Desk,
Yeah.
the old desk. 2 could sit in one.
Okay.
And we'd sit down in seats, and she was worse than anybody. My friend, she'd come along and sit down and shut me out. And I'd be out in the middle of the floor. And then the teacher said, "What's the matter back there?" And I'd say, "Nothing, nothing." I'd get up and get back in the seat. I'd done it that way a few times, but she was real pied about doing that.
Did you ever get in trouble in school?
No, no. Don't think I ever gotten in trouble.
Did you ever see your brothers or sisters get in trouble at school?
No, not them.
Okay.
They all got along fine.
Was there any big disruptions in your life when you were in elementary school years? Like maybe anybody die or anybody get real sick or a big war?
No, I don't remember. But I remember one teacher we had, Miss Beach, and she had her pet. This little boy had blonde hair, and he lived down the road, and he was her pet. He must have been in 1st, 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd come to school, and she'd get him up about at dinner time, and she'd make him up with rouge and lipstick on him and fix his hair, and oh, she did all that. And then he just got to running away from school. He'd run home sometime, and she wouldn't know where he was. But she made a big pet out of him.
Did that make you jealous? Did it make you jealous that he was getting all that attention?
I wasn't jealous. Some of it might have been, but I wasn't.
Okay. And did you go to high school?
Yes,
Where at?
Nicholasville. I guess I went 2.5 years.
And how'd you get out there to school?
Bus.
Bus.
We
Okay.
had buses then.
Okay.
We had to walk up to the end of the road to catch it, about a mile
Okay.
to catch a bus.
What kind of chores did you do before and after school, high school?
Well, I don't think I've done too many things before. Now before school, I didn't do anything. But after school, when we come in, we had our jobs to do. We had to get in kindling and coal at night, and probably feed the dogs and cats and all the outside work that needed to be done. We done that at night.
Okay. What was your best subject in school?
Well, I don't know. I guess math. I like math about as good as anything.
Okay. How would you describe yourself as a teen?
As a what?
As a teen? Like 13 to 16?
Oh, as a teenager?
Yeah.
Well, real quiet and timid. And back then, people was more timid. I was real quiet and kind of timid.
Okay. When did you first discover boys?
Well, I had a brother at home, see. I discovered him at home. Well, and then I was a baby for 12 years, and I didn't want to be called baby. My mama's brothers and sisters come up there, and they say, "Myrtle, is this your baby?" And that just, I'd run away. I hated that so bad. I'd run back in the kitchen or somewhere and hide from them. I didn't want them to call me baby. So when Lewis was born then, I was really happy. Because he was a baby then, I wasn't a baby anymore.
Did you help raise him?
I helped raise him all but one time. I forgot about him. I guess we were upstairs. We had a steep stairway that went upstairs. We didn't have any banisters to it. And if you fell off on the side, you know, you could have got killed. So Mama's, Miss Wales, our neighbor, come over to visit one afternoon. And Mama wanted her to see something upstairs, and she took her upstairs. And me and Lewis and I don't know who carried Lewis upstairs, probably she did. He must have been about 2. And we got up there and she got showing Miss Wales some different things she'd made. And I guess she was expecting me to watch him, and I wasn't watching it. And he got out and started down the steps and rolled all the way down. He hit every one of the steps and rolled out on the floor. I remember that. That was kind of sad, you know. I thought he was dead, but he wasn't.
Did they take him to the hospital?
No. It didn't hurt him. He was just like a ball. He just bounced down himself. He was like a ball.
How about you? Did you ever get hurt as a kid?
I don't think I ever got hurt too bad.
Okay.
I don't believe I did.
And let's see. How many people did you date before meeting Granddad?
Well, I didn't date too many people. I dated the Walters boy once. I just went with him one time. I went with the Brumfield boy once, and the Walters boy once, and I guess that's about all I dated. There's a boy wanted to go with me, but I didn't want to go with him.
How old were you the first time you went out with that boy?
I was about out of high school, I think.
Did they have to ask your dad's permission to take you out?
No, but I remember the Brumfield boy wanted to come out, and Mama and Papa was going away to Woodfordtown, and here I had that date, and they got kind of mad because they had to stay at the home because I had a date. Because I was going to go somewhere.
Did he pick you up in a car, or
Yeah, he had a car.
what kind of car was it? Don't remember.
Well, it was probably a Ford back then. A Ford or Chevrolet. That's about all they had back then, Ford and Chevrolet.
Do you know how much cars cost back then?
Not much.
No. Okay. And how did you meet Granddad?
Well, how did I meet him? Probably on the streets in Nicholasville. We used to go to Nicholasville on Saturday night. Or Saturday afternoon. And walk up and down the street, meet our friends up there.
Okay.
And we'd walk up and down the street and flirt with them boys. And they do the same thing. And I guess that's where I met him.
How did he attract your attention?
I don't know. I thought he was good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was.
Yes.
He was a handsome looking man. And he was nice. He always had candy in his car. He had it full of candy all the time.
He gave you some?
Oh yeah, he had that candy. He carries candy all the time.
Do you remember your first time he took you somewhere on a date?
Well, I think we just went out riding around during the day.
How long did you date before you kissed him?
Before what?
Before you kissed him?
I don't know. Really, I don't. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been so long, I don't even remember.
Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to him in a little bit.
Okay.
Did you have any heroes when you were a teenager? Heroes?
Heroes.
Yeah. President or anybody?
No.
Okay. Did you ever get in trouble with your mom and dad for dating or anything else?
No.
No.
Never came to it.
Do you ever remember your parents getting in arguments?
I don't think I ever did.
Okay.
They never did fight, I know that. They could have argued a little, but not much. Not too much.
Do you remember anything big that happened in the world that you heard about in the newspaper or anything when you were a teen?
Back then,
Yeah.
well,
But when were you born? You said
1921. Yeah.
So you were 10, 11 or so when the Great Depression hit. Do you remember anything about that?
I remember them talking about it. But we had plenty to eat. I remember them talking about people having to eat potato peelings. But we didn't. We was on the farm there and had our own stock.
So you really didn't notice that it was hard times?
She was 9 years old, this man eat dinner at Cumden, eat tater peelings for his dinner.
Huh.
Said,
Well,
what'd you
they're
do
taking
with
that. They're
potatoes?
taking
Said,
it.
nothing for the family. Here she was 9 years old,
Yeah.
1930.
So you didn't graduate from high school?
No.
Okay. Let's see. When you stopped going to high school, what did you think you were going to do for a career, or were you going to get married, or?
Well, I just didn't think. I just thought I just wanted to quit.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to go to school.
Okay. So what'd you start doing then when you quit school?